Hello, you're kicking off the Monday's edition of Qpvn English News Bulletin with Melinji and the come headlines. Modernization begins with human resources. Vietnamese and Philippine maritime law enforcement forces conduct joint training on search and rescue. The place where world cultures converge. On October the 12th, in Nghệ An Province, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm attended and delivered a keynote speech at the ceremony marking the 30th anniversary of the Foundation Day of Military Reason for Armed Forces, October the 15th, 1945 to 2025, and the presentation of the third-class Ho Chi Minh Order. Entering a new phase of national construction and defense under the direct leadership of the Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense, the armed forces of military reason for have consistently fulfilled all assigned tasks, maintaining their pivotal role in building the own people national defense posture and the people's security foundation, particularly in critical and border areas. The forces have also actively carried out defense diplomacy in the new context. Located in a region often hit by severe natural disasters, the officers and soldiers of military reason for, guided by the spirit of the people come first and orders from the heart, have never hesitated to face hardships or dangers, always ready to sacrifice themselves for peace and happiness of the people. In his address, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm urged the armed forces of military reason for to deeply grasp President Ho Chi Minh military thought and the party's defense guidelines, particularly the strategy for safeguarding the fatherland in the new situation, and resolutions of the 12th Military Party Congress. He emphasized the need to enhance combat readiness, strengthen the armed people's national defense, and foster military surveillance solidarity and great national unity. The forces should also promote defense diplomacy with neighboring Laos and closely link national defense and security with socio-economic development. On behalf of the party and State, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm presented the Ho Chi Minh Order to military reason for and offered the artwork President Ho Chi Minh 1961 visit to his hometown as a commemorative gift. On October the 12th, the Ministry of National Defense Steering Committee for Drills held a review and closing conference for the one-sided two-level command and staff drill with tabletop and field training contents on cyberspace combat in 2025. Directing the event was Senior Lieutenant General Huỳnh Chiến Thắng, Double Chief of the General Staff and Standing Deputy Head of the Steering Committee, and Lieutenant General Đỗ Xuân Tụng, Vice Chairman of the General Political Department and Deputy Head of the Steering Committee. Senior Lieutenant General Huỳnh Chiến Thắng commended the participating agencies and units for their achievement throughout the drill. He emphasized that the results have contributed both theoretically and practically to building a people's national defense posture closely linked with a people's security posture in cyberspace. The exercise reaffirmed the correctness and creativity of the party's guidelines and viewpoints on military art, people's warfare, and national defense and cyberspace in the new context. It also provided a crucial foundation for improving operational documents, as well as enhancing the cyber operations capability of Command 86 and military units. As part of the Joint Search and Rescue Drill 2025 among the militaries of Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia, a friendly sports competition and cultural exchange took place on October the 11th in Vientiane, Laos. Athletes from the three militaries delivered exciting matches, cheered on enthusiastically by officers and soldiers from Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia. These meaningful activities aim to foster friendship, mutual understanding, and solidarity, further strengthening the traditional and special bonds among the three militaries. Later that evening, at the Logistic Academy of the Lao People's Army, the Lao People's Army Art Troupe held a vibrant performance to entertain officers and soldiers participating in the joint exercise. As part of the exchange visit to the Philippines in the waters of Cebu City, the Philippines, the Coast Guard Forces of Vietnam and the Philippines conducted a joint training session on search and rescue. More to follow. A distress signal sounded in the sea. Immediately, the Vietnam Coast Guard deployed troops to search and rescue victims at sea. The Vietnam Coast Guard and the Philippine Coast Guard coordinated smoothly from communication to directions for search and rescue activities. because rescue is not just a task, but a race against harm and death to save the lives of fishermen. A scenario carries great significance for the coordination of search and rescue work between the two forces. The relationship between the Vietnam Coast Guard and the Philippine Coast Guard is a typical example of solidarity, so I believe that both sides will carry out the contents of the joint exercise well. This year's maritime rescue content boasts many new features with an expanded scale, diversified scenarios, and enhanced coordination in communication and practical rescue, including oil spill response situation at sea.
One of the major functions of the Philippine Coast Guard is protecting the marine environment. This exercise will help us in practicing combating oil spills at sea, since Central Visayas is one of the major ports in the country.
We've meticulously prepared the training plans. Through discussions, the two sides have agreed on the plan to ensure the best results during this training session. Hopefully, after the joint training session, we will accumulate a lot of experience and apply into our task performance. Today's exercise has proven that when facing danger, the greatest strength lies not only in modern means and equipment, but also in the consensus and effective coordination between the forces of countries for the safety of fishermen. Not only a joint training session with scenarios, the search and rescue operation demonstrates the high sense of responsibility and capacity of the two forces for safe, stable, and developing waters. Big Ngan reporting from the Philippines. Coming up next, Vietnamese Goods Week kicks off in France. The place where world cultures converge. Recently, in the bustling atmosphere of music, clan dances, and vibrant martial arts performances in front of the 20th Arrondissement City Hall, the opening ceremony of Fort Vietnam Viet Võ Đạo Martial Arts School in the 20th Arrondissement of Paris, France took place. Speaking at the event, Ms. Danielle Nguyễn Đức, president of the school, thanked the local government for always supporting Vietnamese culture in foreign lands and emphasized that, along with Vo Việt Nam, a part of Vietnam's soul is present in the capital of Paris, France. Being a Vietnamese, we should learn Vietnamese martial arts and, moreover, let's spread Vietnamese martial arts culture to international friends, because Vo Việt Nam, for me personally, is a culture founded by Vietnamese people and is now in over 30 countries globally. We are very proud. The representatives of the French government also stated that Vo Việt Nam not only helps people improve their health and protect themselves, but also acts as a cultural bond and relationship between the Vietnamese and French peoples. Today, this martial art is almost 90 years old and in France, there are many people practicing it. But the more the merrier, because martial arts not only helps us to practice discipline and maintain physical activities, also give us the opportunity to meet and interact with others. I hope that more people will sign up to learn Vo Việt Nam, whether in the 20th Arrondissement or anywhere else in France. Special line dance and martial arts performances by masters and students of the martial arts school were also performed at the event. In the heart of Paris, the Vietnam Week at MODERNIZATION Programme Center kicked off in Paris, France. The event was jointly held by the Ministry of Nigerian Trade of Vietnam, Central of Vietnam, and the MODERNIZATION System under Kastner Group. Representatives of the organizing committee emphasized that this meaningful event aims to promote high-quality Vietnamese goods, strengthen trade connections, and foster cultural exchange between Vietnam and France. It is part of the Vietnamese government's initiative to help domestic enterprises integrate directly into global retail systems by 2030, and aligns with Central Retail's long-term strategy, Better for Vietnam. The event highlights high-quality Vietnamese products from aromatic coffee and rich fish sauce to handicrafts and eco-friendly fashion. Within 3 days, from October the 10th to the 12th in 2025, the Thăng Long Imperial Citadel, a World Cultural Heritage Site, has become a common home for humanity. The first culture of the World Festival in Hanoi gathered representatives from 48 countries, offering a colorful and emotional journey of exploring culture. The event showcased a vibrant, dynamic, and globally integrated Hanoi, a cultural rendezvous of the world. As soon as stepping into the Vietnamese Cultural Pavilion, Anya and Ampere sink into the lovely flow of Vietnamese culture. Behind every handicraft product, through the skillful hands of artisans, are stories, simple yet delicate and filled with the warmth of a nation.
The atmosphere is so magic because a lot of nations gathering here. The Vietnamese present here a lot of really different fields. And then there is like from village, I was a little bit excited to see some worms and this processing of silk. But the most impressive for me, I think, that was part with the hieroglyphs, and I experienced some kind of printing that they gave me with my name and then with some warm wishes. And I hope it will really bring me good luck in the future.
Coming here, so excited maybe to see the culture of Vietnamese, and then also to see they demonstrate directly in front of us. It's something new, and then it's more giving new experience, especially when they give the hieroglyph name of her and then put up luck on that hieroglyph names. And then also here there's another from another countries, so we can learn, we can have new information from another countries.
Just a few steps away, festival goers feel as if they entered another world with vibrant traditional dances, colorful costumes, bustling pavilions, and interactive cultural activities, motivating curiosity and excitement, all blending into the pulsating rhythm of the festival. As a student majoring in Vietnamese studies, this event is really worth visiting. It's like traveling around the world in just a few steps. My friends and I joined a mini game at the Cuban Pavilion. It was so much fun, and we learned interesting facts about their culture. There are many families and young people coming here. Everyone seems so happy. We can learn diverse cultures from countries. I tasted signature dishes from different nations and see their traditional costumes. Among them, I was most impressed by the traditional costumes and culinary from the Republic of Korea. Amidst the vibrant colors of the festival, cuisine became a bridge connecting friends from around the world. Every dish told a story, a journey of taste and soul, carrying the warmth and goodwill of one nation to another. At the Azerbaijan booth, the ambassador himself becomes chef, blending flavors and friendship in a beautiful act of cultural diplomacy.
This is a very good occasion and very good platform to learn more about other nations and to learn more about Vietnam, Vietnamese culture. And culture, culinary, is one of the best and most efficient diplomacy. We bring our culture as well, our culinary. We would like to organize more culinary events in Baku, in Azerbaijan, dedicated to Vietnam. And this will bring our nations and our cultures closer each other. I want to congratulate and wish all the best. Chukmun wa Sinkamun.
I feel very blessed. I'm very honored to be here. And I'm so happy to see many people around sharing my culture, having fun, having good food and good drinks. I'm from Mexico and MO Vietnam.
More than a gathering of global traditions, the cultures of the World Festival embodied a heartfelt message of connecting, sharing, and spreading love. One of the highlights was the Heritage Footsteps Charity Art Program, turning art into compassion where beauty found purpose. At the charity function, artists, designers, and philanthropists contributed unique artworks and costumes, raising nearly $95,000 to support flood-stricken communities. This gesture spoke volumes of humanity and hope. The pink gown named Liên Vũ symbolizes clouds, water, and lotus, a harmony of nature. To me, fashion is not just beauty, but also about aspiration, grace, and the quiet strength of women, just like the North and Central regions that have bravely endured floods and hardship. In today's fast-paced world, Hanoi once again became a space of connection, compassion, and humanity where culture transcends borders, bringing hearts together for all continents. The festival ended, yet its spirit lingered in every smile, glance, where their heartbeat turned to Vietnam, the land of peace and friendship. It is the end of the English news bulletin today. You can watch news again at qpvn.vn. For now, goodbye and see you next time.